Hello, Libra. Welcome to your monthly reading for December 2023. This is for Libra and Libra Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional occult cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity. To get more specific and detailed with your reading, Libra, I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it offers a lot more depth to your reading. So, Libra Nation, we made it. We made it to the end of the year. We made it to December. This was, and you know, you should pat yourselves on the back. This was a pretty big year, especially for you, okay? But it was just a really big year in general. It was a wild year. We had 4 eclipses. We had the changing of the nodes. We had this south node moving into your sign. We had Venus retrograde. Venus, your ruling planet, went retrograde. And that is a big thing, okay? Venus retrograde, I did a video on it, but it happens every 18 months, okay? So we're not even having a Venus retrograde next year. And so that retrograde happened while pretty much every other planet was retrograde other than Mars. So it was kind of a big deal. And we survived that. We had Saturn moving into Pisces. We had a preview of Pluto moving into Aquarius, and Pluto will officially move into Aquarius January 2024 for 20 years. And that is going to be a really big thing for you. Major thing for you, okay? But we it's been a year. It's been a year. We, you know, had the series finale for Succession. I mean, come on, there was a lot of things that happened this year. Here's the thing. This month is loaded. It is a lot going on. There's about 30 major aspects, okay? I'm looking at what's going on for y'all. And Libras, there's a lot of money stuff, okay? There's a lot of money stuff. You know, if you want to go ahead and do it, I would mark December 27th on your calendar. This is the luckiest day of the month. It's the best day of the month. It's when Jupiter does trine the sun. So we have a sun trine Jupiter, and that is also not very common. It's, you know, that happens about twice a year, okay, if we're lucky. And so next year it's only happening once, but it's happening twice a year. And, you know, with all these aspects, you know, of course, I will talk about them more later, but one thing that you're going to feel relieved about is that not only does Neptune go direct this month, Neptune has been retrograde for a while, actually since June 30th, but Jupiter goes direct. Jupiter finally goes direct. And so Jupiter has been retrograde for many months. When Jupiter, the planet of good luck, good fortune, prosperity, wisdom, expansion, when that planet goes retrograde, we don't have the full powers of that planet. So you're going to start feeling more of, you know, Jupiter's presence and its force of, you know, goodwill, everything starting at the end of this year, okay? End of this month, which is the end of the year because it is the last month. I'll stop talking. Okay, Libra, I'll stop talking. But let's get to it. There's so many things happening this month. There is a new moon in Sagittarius. There's a full moon in Cancer. This one I really want you to look out for. But just again, looking at what's going on for y'all, a lot of money stuff this month, okay? Because Venus is going to move into Scorpio. So your ruling planet is going to be in Scorpio pretty much the entire month, okay? Pretty much the entire month. So there's that intensity, that passion. This Venus in Scorpio is your second house of salary, money, income, finances. So the fact that Jupiter and Uranus are in your 8th house, which is other people's money. So you see how the two houses of the zodiac wheel are really impacted for you, really affected, like a lot happening for y'all in those areas. And then again, I want you to pay attention to the full moon in Cancer that's happening at the end of the month. This is going to be a big thing for you, especially if you are here for career. Okay, if you're here for career and money, because this full moon in Cancer is it's going to be in your 10th house, okay, of career. And if you're not here for career, it's your social status, how you want to be perceived by the public. It's fame as well. Some of y'all could be really famous. So this is happening. The full moon in Cancer is happening just one day before the sun trining Jupiter. So really, really, again, this is just a loaded month. There's a lot happening. I haven't even gotten to the point where Mercury will go retrograde this month. That's another thing that's happening. And this is a very complicated Mercury retrograde. It's not bad. It's just different. And the reason why is because it's actually retrograding in two different signs. And so we haven't had that. Like, come on, it's not common. So a lot of just like things that are just pretty rare that's happening this month. And then, oh, do you see that just fall out? Really interesting. We'll see if that shows up in your spread. But what I was going to say is that we are officially entering Capricorn season as well, halfway through the month. And so it really is not only a time to get a little bit more serious, coming after Sagittarius season in terms of like your goals, your long-term goals, but it happens to be in your fourth house. So there could be a lot of activity around family and home. So that may be and also moving into Capricorn season in January. So a lot of y'all could have a lot of attention around that now. Okay. So your fourth house is your domestic sector, which does rule home. It does rule, like family, children, your actual home. Some of y'all may be thinking about moving in with a partner, things like that. That's a lot of attention around there. But let's get started, Libra. I know I'm talking really fast because this is a loaded month. The other thing is, if you are new to my channel, I do, after I do your spread, stick around. I break it down week by week, and that's when I go through like all the main aspects that you as a Libra should know and be prepared for. And I do leave all the key astrological dates in the description box. Yep, that's it. So again, this is for Libra rising, if you know your birth chart. And if you do, I would read for your Venus. I would definitely read for your moon, especially if you are here for career or fame. If you want to be the next Ralph Lauren, who's a Libra. I'm trying to think of Libras. But there's Oscar Wilde. There's and then there is going to be a new moon in Sagittarius. We're going to talk about that. I love that new moon. I love that. Ooh, that's a good one. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started, Libra. See what's going on for you for December 2023. The last month. There we go. Of 2023. So Libra, like I said earlier, I'm going to be talking really fast because these are I'm trying to keep these under an hour. This is a loaded month. There's a lot happening. So we'll see what's going on here. Libra. And yeah, I may pull clarifiers too. We'll see if we need any here. Libra, this is just so interesting how this always happens for y'all. This is amazing. I love this. You are not messing around anymore. You are not messing around. That's clear as day. Let's get started. You did get the full. You're good, by the way. You're good. You did get the full. Okay. So this is really great. The full came up in your past. So a lot of y'all are on these new journeys, and it's great because there's an kind of like I'm getting more of like a feeling of excitement, especially when you think about these retrogrades that did happen. And then there was so much that was happening just for Libras particularly, where it's just like, ooh, that's a little challenging. So it's nice to see the full come up in your past. You see the full abundance of the sun here. And then the full, as you know, I mean, we're talking about the full journey and the major arcana. So a lot of y'all have begun new journeys. A lot of y'all have begun these new things in your life, whether they are new jobs, whether they are, moving to a new place or starting new relationships or starting or pursuing a passion project. Remember, Uranus and Jupiter in your 8th house. 8th house not only rules shared resources, it is transformation. Okay, so it is a big thing. It is a big deal, and it's happening for y'all. The other thing that is coming up is that when I talk about one thing that is going to be a really big thing for you starting in January for 20 years is Pluto in Aquarius, okay? And this is very, very interesting. It's going to be part of your big transformation. Is because Pluto in Aquarius, we haven't seen in 250 years, right? So we're actually living through like a once in a lifetime thing, the changing of Pluto into a different sign. And so Pluto in Aquarius is good. That's your fifth house of pleasure, of love, of romance, family, children, creativity, self-expression. These are going to be big things that are happening for y'all, big focus for y'all. We'll obviously, we'll talk about it a little bit more in January when Pluto moves back into Aquarius. But the only reason I bring that up is because the full is associated with Uranus, the planet Uranus, which is a ruling planet for Aquarius. Now, remember what I said also, Uranus happens to be in Taurus, which is your eighth house of transformation. So you are just beginning this big transformation, especially the month that Jupiter goes direct. Okay. This is big. This is absolutely big because Jupiter, again, was retrograde for a really long time. And so you're now going to start feeling its power. All right. So absolutely love this for you. And look at what you got in the heart of your spread. You got the Queen of Swords. Libra, come on. You know that the Queen of Swords is Libra. Okay. This is really great, Libra. Listen, this is not a weekly reading. This is a monthly. And so Queen of Swords really just like the bigger message is, so when you think about the Queen of Swords backstory, it's almost like, yes, you've gone through a lot. You've gone through a lot, but it's gotten you to, it like empowered you. Okay. So a lot of the challenges that you've gone through has really empowered you to be this place where you are sitting in this throne, clear judgment. You only want the truth, nothing but the truth, but there is this fairness to everything and seeking that fairness, not only for you, Libra, but there's an element of other people involved, seeking fairness for, situations that you may be in, but also like for situations that involve other people as in like, if there is a relationship that, was a little rocky, it's now like just, let's get to the truth of this. Is this something that we want? It's just like a lot of truth seeking this month, but a lot of power and authority in the way that, it belongs to you. Okay. So you have this power, you have this authority. It's really great. With the Queen of Swords, you see no water in this card. She's left all emotions at the door. She's very different from the other queens. Okay. Very headstrong. And that's you right now. And that's you this month. Okay. So, it's because, sometimes you don't want emotions clouding your judgment. Well, a lot of times you don't want emotions clouding your judgment. So you seeing things for what they are this month and using that to even further empower you. Okay. Putting on your game face sometimes too, but it's almost like you're not messing around. It's like you are, you have the hidden immunity idol. Okay. And you're putting on your game face, but you're seeing who's being honest with you. You're leveraging that to, do you know what I mean? Like if you get that reference, leave a comment. I just got into that show. But anyway, you did get the Ace of Swords though in your challenge area. So I really, really, really urge you to continue to seek all these truths, to continue to be honest with yourself. Secondly, the biggest message that's coming through, it really is like there's a lot of change that will happen for you, and just be open-minded to it. Okay. The Ace of Swords, aces usher in new change. Swords do as well. So this is a really big card of change. Remember, I said the power is in your hand. So now with the Ace of Swords in your challenge area, it's almost like with great power comes great responsibility. So, use that sword as, a force of good. Okay. But also in this way that is fair and honest and balanced and everything that Libra is, especially because, and this is going to freak you out. It's freaking me out. You got Justice as well. Another Libra card. But what makes this interesting is that Justice and Queen of Swords are very similar. And so it's almost like doubling down on the messages that I'm telling you is like, nothing truth and nothing but the truth. Okay, this is what you're seeking, and especially like with the Justice card, which again is attributed to Libra. It's your card, so it is almost like you're seeking a lot of fairness in a lot of things that are may happen this month and moving forward this month. But and even there could be moments where you are asking yourself, am I doing the right thing? Okay. Especially with the Ace of Swords in your challenge area, because swords, again, the mental suit, so there's a lot of like logic and communication and whatnot. And communication is going to be a big thing, by the way, this month with Mercury going retrograde. Okay. You know how that always, there is miscommunication that arises with Mercury retrograde. So it's really just sticking to the plan and just and seeing everything for what they are. But justice coming up in your crown, it really is. There is a sense of not only using your insight and foresight and just like I said, being headstrong about things that are happening in your life, but having that power to change it the way that it benefits you, and benefits your situation, okay? Especially with the Justice card. Diplomatically, of course, right? The Justice card showing up is also, a lot of karmic energy attached to the Justice card, okay? So that is something that just to bear in mind. This is a month where you may be seeking a lot of justice, but also fairness, but also just like not letting anything get to you, being headstrong as you move forward through December. You did get the Tower too. So the Tower showed up in the root of your spread. So it looks like there may be some things that are gonna be a little like, so the Tower has like an element of like chaos and just destruction and an element of surprise as well. But when you look at your entire spread here, okay, and then you see that the Tower, which by the way is ruled by Mars, and so remember how, well, if you're a subscriber, you would know that the nodal shifts that happened in July were major for you, okay? And that's because the North Node, your true calling, your destiny, moved into Aries, okay? And that is your seventh house of partnerships and relationships, and you are the native ruler of the seventh house of partnerships and relationships. The South Node moved into your sign, so there's something about you that you're laying to rest. You're like thinking about, there's something about me that I know that I shouldn't be this way, I shouldn't act this way, letting it all go, leaving it in the past. I do not want to carry this into 2024 with me. But a really big emphasis on partnerships and relationships for y'all with the nodal shifts. And that can be career, that can be work, but it also can be love, it can be romance. It will most likely be that for a lot of y'all because of what's happening for y'all with, again, mentioning the fourth house and the fifth house. And again, I'll talk about that more, breaking it down. But there could be something in terms of like, this month where there is something where you feel is out of your control, but that's why you have to be headstrong and you have to use your power to bring that control. Okay, you have so much power here. All right, and so remember what I said, with great power comes responsibility, great responsibility. And so it's you taking all of this into your hands and working with your karma. And it seems like you are going to, is a big like energy I feel anyway. It's like, even thinking about what's been going on for Libras, it's like energetically, yeah, of course, that is going to be something that happens this month where you do feel a lot more empowered, especially as Jupiter starts going a little bit more, in motion, direct motion. And that is it, because remember, that's in your eighth house of like transformation and, life cycles, but there's so much empowerment energy in the eighth house as well. And now you have the Three of Pentacles in your future. So there is a sense of just working with others, a lot of teamwork energy here. This is a great card. Again, I said money's going to be a big thing for y'all. And you get, the Three of Pentacles in your future. And so it's saying that there is like this sense of you working with others for success and, to, have increase, income and finances and money in that respect. Okay. They could be even, if you're not working with others in some degree, and that can be, when I say working with others, it can be a new job, it can be a new role, it can be some passion project that you're starting, that maybe you're starting a band with some people and you're going to be like the next, I don't know, Imagine Dragons. Who knows? The sky's the limit, right, Libra? But it can also be like, if there is something that you're doing like on your own, you still have to, I make an analogy. I made an analogy earlier. I think it was for Virgos, but it's like, let's say like you were writing a book. You're doing that by yourself. Okay. That's you. But eventually you're going to have to pull in like an editor and an agent. And do you know what I mean? And that's like the teamwork that leads to that success. But I really love this for you. I think that you're going to be very happy with it. There's also with Sagittarius season, and the new moon in Sagittarius is going to happen on the 13th. Is it the 13th? The 12th. The new moon in Sagittarius that's happening on the 12th, that is going to be your third house. And so that is communication, that's writing, that's researching, but that's also you being on this level. It's almost like putting you on this platform where you have a bigger voice, where people do listen to you, where you're heard. Okay. Again, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't with you, with the Queen of Swords in the heart of your spread. Like, people look up to the Queen of Swords. So it's really great that, you do have a great spread here. There is just something like with the Tower card coming up here in the root of your spread. Yeah, this month there could be something that is a little bit like, jarring, but I'm not getting an energy of, sometimes I feel like when the Tower card comes up, I'm like, I can sense when it's gonna be a thing. But first, I'm not, but it really is, the power's in your hands, and you have to make sure the power's in your hands, because you can take charge of this situation. So we'll do a clarifiers. So you did get the Five of Swords as well, and the High Priestess. So there is going to be a sense of almost like there's, when you're working with others, there still could be a sense of like they're, whether it's working with new people, whether it's working with, even just like a partnership, or like your significant other or family. Okay, family is going to be a big thing for you for December. Like I said, we're moving into Capricorn season. Mercury's going to be in Capricorn starting December 1st. Okay, and Pluto's in Capricorn, so that's already a lot of emphasis on your fourth house of family, of home, significant others and whatnot. But still, there is going to be a sense of like, again, this is just reiterating with the Five of Swords here now. You've got the power in your hands, okay? So use that power as a force of good. Do you need to hold those swords? Everyone else has dropped their swords, okay? So there is going to be a sense of you having to really think about that, and it's going to help you go with it. Like, this is going to be really good for you, okay? It's almost like I'm getting like there's what is it called? A teachable moment, like a teachable moment where it's like, there's got to be something that happens because this is all in your future regarding something, working with others for success. There could just be some not seeing eye to eye, some egos at play. There could be some intensity there. And it could even have a big impact on you in terms of your self-worth and self-value. So you may want to, like, because you have so much power, you can like really be that person that just like lays it down. I mean, you got the justice too. So, but remember, it's all about you. There is an element of, when the Five of Swords shows up, it really is all about self-respect and self-dignity. And like, do you really need to, continue battling with not only like others, but also internally? Like, can you let that one part of you that it's almost like confronting like your shadow self, right? Like your shadow side. Can you let it go? Can you let it go? You're gonna have so much power this month, though. It's great, and there is definitely like a lot of new things happening, but it's gonna help with the High Priestess. Hello, this is all about, when she shows up in a reading, she's just saying like, listen, go within. That's going to make all the difference. You trusting your intuition, letting your intuition guide you. There's going to be, that's going to be very nice for you. Okay. Especially because you did get, the Queen of Swords again. That's like, she's she leads with her head, not her heart, right? And so the high priestess is really like kind of like grounding you, and so it is very nice, and it is something that you see the sliver of the moon at her feet, the moon being intuition, and then even her headdress, you see the different phases of the moon. So I mean, like really attributed to the moon here. So really just getting in touch with your emotional side as well. But I think that's going to happen for you, especially because she did come up in the future, and it's going to be really nice. Again, it's just saying you have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of like, you have the answers inside you. It's a matter of just like connecting with that. So with the five of swords coming up, it is going to be like is it teachable lesson? It was one of those, but it's almost like it's meant to happen because it's going to help you really connect to your intuition. But if it does happen, be sure to be the one that is like the one that's diplomatic in the situation. And it is, because the Five of Swords is a conflict card, but again, it also can be this internal conflict, all right? Especially with the Ace of Swords in your challenge area. Yeah, it can be something within you that it's just like, okay, I shouldn't be so like sharp tongued if should some situation arise. Like if Harry takes, an extra, cookie from the cookie jar, don't like go like, just be like, okay, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Okay. That wasn't, no, you don't do that. Don't, but but be nice about it. All right. But it's almost like whatever happens, like you're going to learn from it, and it's going to be really nice. Like everyone's going to learn from it. Anyway, you have a lot of power. Libra, let's get to your stuff. Libra. Oh my gosh, let me do a time check. Okay, we're good. We're good. Libra, if you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know what's going on. Libra Nation, how was your year? Tell me. Y'all were going through a really big year. I'm not like really, really big year. 2024 is going to be very, very different from 2023. Okay. So if you feel that things have been, really challenging, or that you've had challenging moments and things have been stressful, it's just like you're going to be fine. In fact, you are going to be going more within anyway, and that's why I like the fact that the high priestess showed up, is because everything is going to start shifting into your ninth house of spirituality and higher mind, and, even, your philosophies and the way that you see things. But anyway, let's get to your oh yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. I can't believe this. Like, I just cannot believe this. Let's get started. Yeah, you did. You did. Okay, you did get Four of Swords. Another Libra card. You listen. This is your. Come on, you're pulling all your cards here. So Libra Nation, come on. This, that didn't it came up in your last reading, or it's been showing up a lot. But this is really great. It's just like stillness of mind. It's just like having those like meditative moments that's really, again, going to make all the difference, like that intuitive energy. Okay. This is, by the way, there's a lot of comfort that comes with this card, especially when you're in this meditative mode. Even if you don't meditate, this is just saying like spend more time going within, spend more time aligning the chakras, spend more time really, again, being honest with yourself about a lot of things, really to the point where you're comfortable with it. Okay, confronting your shadows side if you need to, but this is, again, just it's so nice to see the Four Swords show up for you. It really is. When you think, well, I'm going to show you something here. I think I showed it to your last time. You see the three swords pointing down, one pointing to the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the crown chakra. Really, when I say aligning the chakras, really thinking about that too. Okay, so, communicating more the things that you need, not holding things back diplomatically, though. Remember, diplomatically, you have a lot of power. But also, your crown chakra, that spiritual awakening, like divine awareness, and your heart chakra for sure. But yeah, I love this for you. Okay, so just definitely spend some time inward in December. because you have a lot of like things going on. Now, when I said earlier money's going to be a big thing for you, I mean, come on. This you can't get you just got the 10 of pentacles, okay? So this is first you see it right like it's raining pentacles. It's raining money and wealth in the form of the tree of life. Hello. Hello. You made it. You made it. Now, so this is really great. It came up in your external factors area. And so there is a sense of like things that are happening for you this month are really pushing you along into this place of like prosperity and success and you know, I always say this is like the you made it card, your kingdom come. This, I mean, look how big their castle is. Look at, you can even still, you see the harvest, a lot of family energy here too. Now, remember how I said earlier, Jupiter is going direct at the end of the month. You're going to start feeling a lot more of Jupiter's power. Jupiter is in Taurus in your 8th house, okay? In your 8th house, which rules other people's resources. So this can be inheritance. Inheritance is highly associated with this card, okay? Inheritance. And when I say inheritance, it can be like material things too, like inheriting like a house or, you know, a pair of socks, whatever, you know, like golden socks, okay? But it's something that just, you know, also investments is a big thing. That could be something that's really driving you, especially again, you've got the 2 money houses like really activated this month. But there is bonuses and commissions, and like even your partner's income is like part of like the 8th house, because remember it's shared resources. But even still, there is again money, 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 money. Is that, do people still do that? Money, 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 money. This is really good. Remember, pentacles are earthbound, so it's your physical reality as well. Okay, so it's yeah, like I said, it can be anything from, you know, getting a new car, like things. Just think your like your material world. And again, with Venus and Scorpio, that is going to be a big thing for you. Okay, Venus and Scorpio is really intense. Venus is your ruling planet. Venus is all about love, but also money. Okay, and it's in Scorpio, your 2nd house of money. There could be a lot of things you're going to be buying this month too. That you're like shopping's going to be a big thing for you. A lot of y'all may be wanting to do like spa treatments. I would highly encourage it, like massages, so you can just zone out, or even like, you know, Reiki, acupuncture. Remember, you got the 4 of Swords, so just having those meditative moments are going to be really good for you. So anyway, you did get the 3 of Cups as well. So hello, that's, you know, it's almost like you're looking to celebrate something big, and what's really interesting is you do see the 3 sisters here toasting each other, and so there actually could be something revolving or surrounding. Well, Sagittarius does rule your 3rd house. We are in Sagittarius season for the first half of the month. Remember, Mars is in Sagittarius all month long. Okay. Mars, the planet of action, is in Sagittarius, and then we have that new moon in Sagittarius, and this is all in your 3rd house. Remember how I said it's like communication, having this bigger platform. 3rd house also rules siblings and relatives, aunts and uncles and whatnot, but also neighbors too, which again is indicating there could be some movement for some of y'all in terms of getting new neighbors, or moving to a new place, or moving in with someone who, you know, lives somewhere different, that now you have a new neighbor. But there's something there. There's something there. So keep that in mind. That could be a big thing for y'all, especially around the new moon. Okay, there could be something coming through. And then you have the Hangman in your final outcome. But there you go. There you go. Libra, this is, remember how I said, I don't know did I say it earlier about like, surrendering the things that, you know, you don't want to bring into 2024. It's you know, even confronting like your shadow side. It's just, there you go. You have the Hangman, who is, in your final outcome. This is all about, you can see he's hanged himself upside down. Okay. You see the halo around his head. So a lot of enlightenment here. You see that he's actually smiling. Okay. And so he's hanged himself upside down. And this is, you know, so dramatic, right? but it's proving a point. It's like he wants to take all these, big moves to see things differently, because, there comes to a point where things that you're so used to and familiar with just, you outgrow, or they just stop working for you. And so you want to see things in a new way. You want to embrace things in a new way. And you definitely want, with Hangman and your final outcome, looks like you will. It looks like you will. You got the High Priestess in your future and the Hanged Man in your final outcome. So that could be a big thing for you, especially when it comes to just your everyday activities. When you think about the Hangman, Hangman is associated with the planet Neptune. Okay, and Neptune, like I said, is going to wreck this month, and Neptune is in Pisces, which is your sixth house. So that is everyday activities. That's your habits, your routine. So really, just literally changing your life, like changing your life for. But you being headstrong and moving forward in this way where there's not only a lot of fairness, but also you being honest with yourself about a lot of things, okay, that are happening in your life for December. But you see all of it's leading to this wealth and abundance. You're good. So that said, what time is it? What time is it? Oh gosh. Okay, so let's do it. Let's break it down. And it's because there's a lot happening. Remember, I said there are about 30 major aspects in December alone. So kicking it off, the first week of December. Okay, so gosh, we have like 8 aspects here. First things first, Mercury is moving into Capricorn. Okay, so this is very different from Mercury in Sagittarius and Mercury in Capricorn. This is just more like, remember, Mercury is a planet of like communication and logic and whatnot, but so it's almost like just being a little bit more serious now in terms of like your long-term goals, like I said earlier, being a lot more strategic, being a lot more communicative, but also like very straightforward. Like here with you have the Queen of Swords in the heart of your spread, so it's going to be a thing for you, being a lot more practical about things. It's so this okay, this is a very interesting period because Mercury's going to move. I'll talk about this later. So Mercury moves into Capricorn on the 1st. Keep that in mind. One other date that I really want to point out to you. First of all, this entire week, the first week of December, Venus is crazy active. Okay. Remember, Venus is your ruling planet. And so on the 3rd, Venus is going to square Pluto. This is all about money and love and power and control. This is something that you can use to your advantage. This day, should anything come up, like really like, hey, because it is an intense day, right? It is, because remember at this point, it's definitely going to be Venus, all about love and money and creativity and sex, right? And even beauty. Squaring Pluto, it really can be something that where there's an element of jealousy that comes out. It doesn't have to be like in love. It can be work too. It can be like a colleague or something. It may not even be you. It may be people directed toward you. But it really is. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because the very next day, Venus actually moves into Scorpio. And that is very, that is all about intimacy. And there's intensity with that. And there's passion around that. Venus in Scorpio is all or nothing. Venus in Scorpio wants commitment. Okay, it will not take no for an answer. Venus in Scorpio wants authenticity. Okay, it really is there's like this deep level of like emotional connections. But again, it's highly sexually charged. If you're here for that, Libra, if you're here for that now. The reason why I bring up the Venus square Pluto is because it's happening the day before Venus square Scorpio on December 4th. So when you see what's happening here, there is a sense of did you ever see the movie The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds? So it's kind of like that. Like there could be someone that you loathe, you hate them with every bone in your body. but you're secretly in love with them, and it's like reciprocated. And so this is like one of those, you just never know. You just never know. And that's why I like this day. It could be the same thing with like maybe like a boss. Like you could secretly like hate your boss, like, oh my gosh, my boss is the worst. But then you're like, and they feel like, and you can tell they do not like you that much either. But there could be a moment where y'all connect, and you're like, and then it's like, this is the moment that y'all become like best friends. It really is an interesting time. I love it. And then of course Venus moves into Scorpio on the 4th. Venus is detriment in Scorpio, but it's not like, it's just if you can handle it well. Remember, it's your second house, so again, money is like a big thing. You could overspend. Okay, that is a thing that could happen with Venus and Scorpio for you, Libra, especially because it is in your second house. So you could be spending a lot, shopping a lot of treating yourself, overindulging. That is, treat yourself for sure after like having the year that you had, but just be mindful of all that. Okay, just be mindful of it. And then it's the great thing about this is that Venus in Scorpio is like your intuition's really heightened, which is really great. That's why I like the fact that the High Priestess showed up as well as the Hangman. But at the same time, it's also there's the second house is like self-worth, and self-value too. So it's like boosting like your confidence as well, which I really like. Remember, you have the Queen of Swords and the Justice card. So this is really great. It's just like at this point, it's really like you're just not looking for anything superficial. Now, what's happening next is on the 5th. So you see the 3rd, 4th, 5th. Now on the 5th, Venus is going to trine Saturn. And so Venus trining Saturn brings this element of like long lastingness, like foreverness, a lot of stability too, like a lot of like promise. Okay. Because remember, Saturn brings that stability. So it is very, very Venus. It's a very Venus heavy week. Now on the 6th, Neptune does go direct. We love that. That's another planet that's gone direct. Neptune is all about imagination, creativity, your dreams. Neptune is also like a little bit of illusion too. So there could be like something around that where there could be like a disconnect between like what you feel is right and kind of like, but it's like not. If that makes sense. Anyway, it's not even going to be, Neptune is in Pisces. That is your 6th house. Okay. Same with Saturn. So it has to do with everyday activities. Work is also a thing. Health matters could also be a thing. So there is a sense of like, there could be just a little bit of like illusion to some of the things that you're thinking about. Like, but that's like, again, I think you're going to be fine because you have like the Queen of Swords, you have the Justice card. There is going to be an aspect with Neptune later this month that I'm going to talk more about. But it's just you have a lot of power in your hands. So it depends on like how you wield that sword. So let's see what's going on for you, Libra, for the first week of December. And there are a lot of other aspects, but those are like the main ones. And you're good. You got the 6 of Wands, which is all about victory. It's all about success. It's all about, remember what I said. There is a sense of like you being seen and being heard. Like, yeah, it's definitely going to happen with the 6 of Wands, which is really great. I absolutely love that you got the 6 of Wands. So that's, yeah. And it's like, really nice, with the fact that you're kicking off your reading with the Fool. I mean, so it could be something very new that you're getting recognition for as well. Now, second week of December, I love the 11th, December 11th, Mercury sextile Venus. That's just a really fun day. Especially, with Venus being your ruling planet. Really, really like that. There could be something around home around that time too. Now on the 12th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. What makes this new moon really special and why I like this new moon a lot is it's conjuncting Mars, okay? And I know someone left a comment about like new moons. I forgot for what sign. So there is a new moon every month. but they're always in a different sign. So they're never the same. They're always going to affect a different area of your life. But you also have to see at what other aspects are happening around that time. We have a Mars conjunction. Mars, the planet of ambition, of drive, of like, come on, this is big. So it's kind of like accelerating a lot of things here. And then remember, like Jupiter and Saturn are still like, they have their, hands over their shoulders, hanging out. Like it's like great. There's like this level of, commitment, especially with Venus coming in the picture in Scorpio. That's bringing that as well. So I really like this new moon. Absolutely love it. It is in your third house of communication, but also, like I said, neighbors, siblings, relatives. Also, a short distance travel. Some of y'all could think about doing something short distance. When you look at everything that's happening, it could be something where you are working with other people. It may be like you may be going back into an office for some Libras. It could also be like short distance, as in like seeing like siblings, relatives, even friends, like whoever, like driving a little bit to see them. But also, like maybe you are opening an Airbnb or something that's like an hour away from you. Who knows? But anyway, let's see what's, oh gosh. And then here's the thing. And then Mercury goes retrograde on the 13th. So Mercury does go retrograde. I made a video on Mercury retrogrades if you want to see it. It explains like what not to do during Mercury retrograde, but also like why there are benefits to Mercury going retrograde. So Mercury retrogrades really give you that time to rethink, revisit, reevaluate things that have been happening in your life, especially because this Mercury retrogrades in Capricorn in your fourth house. So things that have to do with home. So again, a lot of y'all may be considering moving or, bringing someone else into the family or, because the sixth house, remember that I said Saturn in Pisces is there. Some of y'all, it could even be pets. Okay. Sixth house rules pets, or a baby or whatnot. There's a lot of legacy energy and family energy in the Ten of Pentacles, anyway. So it's a big thing. It's a big thing. But yeah, expect a lot of the things that Mercury retrograde does anyway, like delays and miscommunication. So communication will be key this month. It's a big thing this month. But also the fact that this new moon is in Sagittarius in your third house of short distance travel, right before Mercury goes retrograde. If you are traveling, if you plan on traveling, and a lot of y'all will, okay? A lot of y'all will. Especially because also it's the holidays. A lot of people travel during the holidays. So just be mindful of, just prepare in advance, okay? And when you're mentally prepared for any sort of like delays, like it's so much easier. It's so much easier, okay? Water off Libra Nation's back, okay? Should you be at the airport and there's an announcement that your flight is delayed for 17 days, you're just like, I downloaded all of all 10 seasons of The Walking Dead. I'm fine. I'm good. Like it's obviously that's such an out there analogy, but you get what I'm saying. So with that said, let's see what's going on for you for the this week, second week, new moon in Sagittarius with Mercury going retrograde again. I love this new moon. So Libra, let's see what's going on for you for the second week of December. Oh, you got the Eight of Pentacles. Really great. Really great. Yeah, it is. It's almost like, coming after the Six of Wands, it's like, and the fact that you have the Fool and the Queen of Swords, and it's almost like there's this, like you're feeling good. You're feeling good. Okay. And I'm not surprised with, because we're still in Sagittarius season, right? And so that's very, it's nice. But with the Eight of Pentacles showing up now, it's almost like you're getting in the mode of like, okay, gonna get busy, gonna get to work. I'm going after my dreams. I'm going out after my passions, that finish line, my legacy as well. Remember, it came up in your external factors area, and now you have it, the Eight of Pentacles in the second week. Okay. So, again, really like that for you. I would also, it's almost like you will be preparing in advance anyway for a lot of things that may be coming up, like you're aware of them. Okay. And you know, I know that's so vague, but it's almost like it'll make sense when the time comes. It's like there may be some things where you're just like, maybe it is, you know, a party that you're planning. Maybe it is, you know, a family visit. Maybe it is, you know, job, you know, you've been interviewing with jobs or whatnot. And remember, you have the high priestess, you have the hangman. Uh, it's like it's like your spread is all about you having a lot of power to transform the way that you want to transform. Okay. So now the third week is, starts off on the 18th with Mercury trine Jupiter. I love this. I absolutely love this. One thing that I want to remind you, when Mercury does go retrograde, one of the benefits of that is that you do hear from people from the past. And one thing that I mentioned, I think I mentioned this in one of my videos, I'm not sure, but it's during a Mercury retrograde. And as an example, one of my former bosses, who I hadn't heard for 3 years, emailed me out of the blue saying, I started a new team at this, you know, company, and I want to bring you on, you know, I want to bring you back, bring you on board, put you in this bigger position. So that happened during a Mercury retrograde. Okay. So things like that may happen. It's also like friends and what I like, but they just expect, that could definitely happen. But for y'all, definitely more like, maybe former lovers, maybe former, and even family members that you haven't heard from for a while could be a thing. Okay. Now, on the 21st, we officially move into Capricorn season. Now we're rolling our sleeves up. Now we're like getting busy. Now we're like putting together a long-term goals. So you already have that here with the Eight of Pentacles. So it's almost like this, you're moving into it already. Sun in Capricorn, very pragmatic, very practical, a lot more grounded too, you know, after being in Sagittarius season. It is the same day, the 21st, as the winter solstice, and the northern hemisphere summer, and the southern hemisphere. But the 22nd, the sun conjuncts Mercury. So we have another Kazemi. I really love this. It is the same day that Mercury does move into Sagittarius. So this is what I was talking about. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, and then it immediately like retrogrades into Sagittarius. Very interesting. So why is this very interesting for you in particular is because Mercury is, you know, rules the third house. And so now you have Mercury in Sagittarius in your third house. And that is Mercury is all about communication, and the third house is all about communication. And, you know, Mercury in Sagittarius for you is your third house. So this is when I'm talking, like, really, really be able to communicate the things that you need, and the things that you want, but, you know, with that diplomatic, like, because you have the Queen of Swords, and so having that control, having that power, but using it for the greater good. Okay. It is going to be, so what makes it this very interesting too is that Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius up until the 13th. Okay. Yeah, it's a thing. Okay. Mercury's just going to be retrograde until the beginning of January, but it's going to stay in Sagittarius. Then it's going to go back to Capricorn. So Mercury will be in Capricorn technically until like February. I mean, this is crazy. It's honestly like, and we'll talk about it more in the weekly readings. But anyway, so now you know what's happening for the third week of December. So let's see what's going on for you. Okay, let's see what's going on for you for the third week of December. You're good. You're good. You got the Nine of Pentacles. Now, why is this like big? Is because it's coming right after the Eight of Pentacles. So you see this, it's sequentially like you're really in it to win it, working hard for it, and you're gonna see like the fruits of your labor, really big. And then you got the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, you're good. You're good. I did tell you that money's and finances is going to be a big thing for you. This is like it's like you working like blood, sweat, tears, heart, and soul toward the things that you want, right? And then you again bearing all that fruit. But what's really amazing about this is this card is ruled by Venus. Remember, I said Venus in Scorpio is your second house of money, and you see the symbol of Venus all over her gown. So, big thing here, big thing. Money, 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 money. Libra, I want to be your friend. You're gonna be, you're good. You're good. There's a lot of, abundance with this card. A lot of financial freedom too, like feeling free from not stressing about money. But it's like you're good, and she's sitting in this abundant harvest because she earned it. So it's like nothing. It's like you're good. You're fine. You're good. You're going to be working hard for your money and you're going to get it. So good for you. That's amazing. Libra. Now the fourth week of December. I like the 25th. Now we're officially entering like holiday season, right? So there, a lot of y'all are going to be with family and friends and whatnot. And so we have some brilliant aspects for the last week of, December, which is great. So, we have Venus trine Neptune. Now, I said I was going to talk about this earlier. This is your ruling planet trining Neptune. So this is really beautiful. And so I was telling you earlier, like Neptune, like every planet represents like a lot of different things. And sure, Neptune is like imagination, but it's also like compassion. There's a lot of compassion here. But what I love about this is I don't think I said it, but on the 24th, the sun is going to sextile Saturn. So when you add these 2 days together, sun sextiling Saturn and Venus trining Neptune, this is when I feel that you will start thinking about your New Year's resolutions. Like, I don't think that you're going to be doing it around January. And if you do, it's fine. You can, but I just feel like this is when you're just going to really, really think about them. And of course, I'll talk about this more in the weekly readings. But on the 26th, we have the full moon in Cancer. This really great. Again, this is in your 10th house. So a lot of y'all could be switching careers or reach like this level in your career, this peak in your career. Again, if career is not a matter for you, the 10th house is also, public recognition, fame. Remember I talked about fame. It's, honors, achievements, or social status, but it just, the way that you want to be perceived in public. And this is a great full moon. I absolutely love this full moon. It's really, really, really nice. The only thing is that Mercury will square Neptune this day. And so remember, Mercury is retrograde. And then Neptune, like I said, is like illusion. And so just bear in mind the full moon obviously has a lot more power and energy than just this aspect. And so you'll feel the energy of the full moon in Cancer for a while, whereas the Mercury square Neptune, it could just be like that day, the day before, the day after. So it's just saying like things may be unclear, with Mercury retrograde. Like, if you are presented a contract, okay, just read the fine print, okay? Especially with the Ace of Swords in your challenge area too. Just read the fine print. Make sure that you're not committing to something that you're like, I shouldn't do this either. That's another thing, okay? But the great thing about this full moon in Cancer is on the 27th. It's literally the day after is when the sun trines Jupiter. Again, best day of the month. It's very rare. It's a rare aspect. It's a very auspicious aspect. Optimism, growth, luck, okay, joy. There's so there definitely is something new that could come about here, especially with the full moon brings like a sense of closure and completion, and full moons like illuminate a lot of things for you too. But it's just the way that all these aspects are laid out. It's just really nice because also on the 27th, Mercury will conjunct Mars, and again, we'll talk about this more, but that's like Einstein energy, like you having the Queen of Swords on the heart of your thread, like, and justice in your crown. It's just like your clarity. You're going to be sharp. You're going to be sharp. This is really nice. Venus moves into Sagittarius on the 29th, finally leaving Scorpio. And we'll talk about this more, what that means in the weekly. Jupiter finally goes direct on the 30th, and then New Year's Eve, you better go out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. We have this beautiful Earth trine. I love it. We have the moon in Virgo, Jupiter in Taurus, sun in Capricorn. It really is like, a lot of y'all could just feel like you want to do something, especially with a lot of like with other people too is a big thing. There could be a lot of y'all that wants to have some sense of like alone time, but not for the entire time. Okay. So, but that happens on New Year's Eve anyway, right? Like a lot of people have that. I know, I just throughout my life, I've had a lot of friends who, even if we're at a big event or a big party, like they'll just remove themselves for about like 20 minutes and have their moment. So it seems like y'all might, just looking at what's going on for y'all. But anyway, this is a great week. It's a last great week of December. Let's see what's going on for you, Libra, for the last week of December. Oh, and you got the Three of Swords. Okay, so that is a Libra card. It is Saturn in Libra, actually. So I don't want you to think it's a bad thing. It's like I said, we have a full moon in Cancer, so there is going to be something. Full moon in Cancer, followed by Sun trining Jupiter, and then also preceded by Venus trining Neptune, is actually like there is going to be a big change for you, okay? And it looks like it may be a change that could be a very like emotionally impactful for you, okay? And I don't want you to see the Three of Swords as well. I'm going to clarify that for you, but it is a Libra card, okay? So it can have to do, by the way, like something that you're thinking about that you're just like, oh bummer, okay? But it's like looking at your entire spread here. It really is. It's almost like the change that is going to happen with the full moon in Cancer. This just feels like something more bigger. Yeah. So what's happening is you see that you get clarified Page of Pentacles. So it's almost like a good healing. It's like, because remember, you got the Four of Swords, which comes after the Three of Swords. And so like I said, with the Five of Swords in your future, there is going to be something that is going to be like, like a teachable lesson or learn something that you learn from. But it looks like the last week of December, there is something that's going to end with a full moon, and it may be hard for you to leave it, but it's the best thing for you. You have the Page of Pentacles following it, and let me remind you, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. And so it's basically saying there's something that you may be leaving behind, whether it's like your shadow self, and it may be really hard for you, but it's the best thing for you because you have something new coming through. You have again, like I said, for y'all, I feel like this full moon in Cancer, especially with career or public recognition or whatnot, there is in honors and achievements, there is something a little bit more that career related. If you are here for that, again, if you're not, it's just like how you want to be perceived in the public. But even still, it can be like relationships as well. But there could be some finalization here around the full moon, okay, which again, like I said, brings like a conclusion to things, and it looks like it may have an emotional impact on you, but it's like for the good, it's for the better. It's like, if you think about it, it's like maybe I think it's like if you because okay, so the analogy I'm going to make or the reference I'm going to make is because you have so much happening in your fourth house. It's like if you, for instance, are moving, the place that you lived at, you may have lived at for like 10 years, and it's like where you have all your memories, but now you've, moving to a different city with someone that you fell in love with, and you're starting this business or company together, or something's coming through with, money matters wise. But it's hard, and it's a little heartbreaking to leave that place where you have all your memories in that place that you lived for 10 years. Okay. So it's kind of like that. There is just going to be something that is, will have some sort of emotional impact, but at the same time, it's almost like it is, for y'all, I am getting more of like personal, it's like you, okay? It's like you getting like confronting some part of you that's like, I don't want to bring this into 2024. And so it is it's like hard, okay? Those are like hard moments, but there's a sense of liberation with it. And there's a sense of like, once you let that go, you open up this whole new world for yourself. And you see again, everything leading, you even remember you have the 3 of Pentacles in your future too, like leading toward a lot of money and wealth and stability in that area. So Libra, like I said, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. I did not want to go over an hour. Libra, thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this, we're going to be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next week. Okay. Bye-bye.